Hello, children. Today we are going to start with a new chapter, chapter number 2, Relations and Functions. So, previously we have completed our first chapter, that is sets. Hope each and every concept in sets it is clear to you. Okay? So, from today we are going to start the second chapter, that is Relations and Functions. Now, the word relations, yes, that we come across in our day to day life. It may be a relation in our family, it may be a father and son, or father and daughter, mother and daughter relation, or even as we have a teacher and a student relation. Similarly, the relations we can find in mathematics. We can see that some relations as less than, that means suppose 7 less than 10 or 5 greater than 1. So that is a relation. Or suppose if a line L is parallel to M. Okay, so they are nothing but the relations in mathematics. Is that clear? Okay, or in the set we have seen what A is subset of B, right? Or A is the proper set or the proper subset of B. Such things we have seen. So they are nothing but the relations in mathematics. So in all this we notice that a relation involves pairs of object in certain order, right? So whenever we want to define a relation, we need to have what, a pair of objects, only then we can say a relation between them. Okay, and it should be in a certain order in the sense, suppose if I am saying that Ram is father of Sham. Okay, now I have taken that Ram in the first and I have said what, Ram is father of Sham. But if I just write the same sentence, just making that Ram and Sham interchange, it becomes what, Sham is father of Ram. That means that order was important. Okay, so the relations, it requires what, it requires certain order. So in this chapter we will learn how to link pairs of objects from two sets and then introduce relations between two objects in the pair. And then finally we will learn about the special relations which will qualify to be functions, because special relations will be functions. Okay, the concept of function is very important in mathematics, since it captures the idea of mathematically precise correspondence between one quantity with the another. Okay, so this was a brief introduction of this chapter, relations and functions. Okay, now mathematician G.W. Leibniz is a mathematician who has means defined the term your function for the first time, or we can say that he was the first mathematician who has introduced the term function. And further, the idea of function was formalized by mathematician Euler. Okay, and Euler was the mathematician who has introduced the notation of the function that we will see in future, right? Future means in the next video we will come across with your functions. Okay, so whether this concept, that what we are going to see in this chapter, is it clear? Right, now see here, ordered pair. Ordered pair means what? An ordered pair consists of two objects or elements in a given fixed order. That means, suppose if I write it as it is A comma B. Okay, always your ordered pair, it should be written writing your numbers or whatever the elements including in what, including the brackets, round brackets. Okay, if I am writing it as A comma B, that order, it is important. Okay, you might have seen in your 9th standard coordinate geometry, there we have seen, or there you have heard this word as ordered pair. Yes, you were asked to plot, suppose if it is 1 comma 2 and 2 comma 1. right? If you just look at a glance, both the numbers are what, 1 and 2 itself, right? But my first, it is what, 1 comma 2, and the second is 2 comma 1. That means if I plot these numbers on the graph paper, whether these two numbers will be the same? No, they won't be the same. They are what? They are two different numbers, or they are two different points. Okay, because it is two dimension. Okay, because what we say, your first coordinate, it is called as the x coordinate. The second is called as the y coordinate. Okay, ordered pair, is it clear? Ordered pair, always your order plays an important role. Okay, if I am writing 1 comma 2, that means 1 is my x coordinate, 2 is my y coordinate. Okay, 2 comma 1 means what? 2 is my x coordinate and 1 is the y coordinate. That means both are different. They are not the same, but they are different. Clear what is an ordered pair? Okay, ordered pair, your order is important. Since it is a pair, that means it involves only two elements. Now, equality of two ordered pairs. Now see, two ordered pairs A comma B and C comma D are said to be equal if A is equal to C and B is equal to D. That means the previous example what I said is 1 comma 2 and 2 comma 1. If I am saying that 1 comma 2 and 2 comma 1 are equal, then what should be satisfied? My both x coordinate should be same and both should have same y coordinate. Now just see, your x coordinate, this is 1 and here it is what, 2. That means they are not the same. Okay, so I can say that your 1 comma 2 and 2 comma 1, they are not equal, right? Now suppose if it is 5 comma 2 and 5 comma minus 2, whether these two ordered pairs, are they equal? Yes, if I want to check they are equal, what should I do? Both the x coordinates should be equal and both y coordinates should be also equal. Now here my x coordinate is 5. Okay, no problem. But what about the y coordinate? The first point has the y coordinate as 2, but the second has minus 2. Okay, and therefore your 5 comma 2 and 5 comma minus 2, they are not equal. Clear? Equality of ordered pairs. Okay, so two ordered pairs A comma B and C comma D are said to be equal if the corresponding elements are equal. That means A equal to C and B equal to D. Okay. Now, the next concept, that is the Cartesian product of two sets, because this is the basic part of this chapter. Okay. So listen what it is, the Cartesian product of two sets. You have already heard this word Cartesian system. Yes, Cartesian system was what? Your two-dimensional system, that was which was consisting of your x-axis and y-axis. Okay, you might have heard in 9th standard Cartesian system, coordinate geometry in that. Okay, so now we are going to see what is Cartesian product of two sets. Okay, now see, for any two non-empty sets A and B, the set of all ordered pairs A comma B, where A belongs to capital A and B belongs to B, is called the Cartesian product of the sets A and B, and it is denoted by A cross B. See what it is, A cross B they are saying. A cross B, it is the collection of what? It is the collection of ordered pairs A comma B. That means A cross B, it consists of only ordered pairs, something A comma B, where my first coordinate or my x coordinate should be always the element of A. Okay, and the second coordinate, that is B, the second coordinate should be always the element of B. Is that clear? Okay, that means suppose if I write it as, see here, if I write here it as P cross Q, okay, and if I am saying that A comma B, it belongs to P cross Q, that means what? Your A is the member of P and B is the member of Q. A belongs to P and B belongs to Q. Okay, that means here what? Order is important. Is that clear? Okay, so your first coordinate should be the element of the first set, and the second coordinate should be the element of what? The second set. Is that clear? And your both A and B should be what? Non-empty sets. Right? Now see, if your A is equal to 5, what was that 5? Yes, that means what? Your A is an empty set. So if either A is an empty set or if B is an empty set, then A cross B will be also an empty set. That means if either one is an empty set, you will get what? The whole set, that is A cross B, again it will be an empty set itself. Okay, clear this basic concept of Cartesian product of two sets? Okay, now see here an example. See what is A here? A is a set. It consists of your A1 comma A2. Okay, it consists how many elements? It consists of 2 elements. Now see, your B set, it consists of 4 elements, that is B1, B2, B3 and B4. Clear? Now if I want to find A cross B, A cross B, how I can find is, A cross B, it will be the collection of ordered pairs where my first element or the first coordinate should be the element of A and the second element or the second coordinate should be the element of B. Okay, now see how we can write the elements. Okay, now see A cross B, that means first element I am going to have it as A1. Now it is easier to write the elements of A cross B by take first element of the first set. Okay, now fix that element. Fix that element and just vary your second element from B. Okay, that means what I have done is A1 I have fixed at my first point. Okay, first position, and just the second positions I am going to change. That means what will I have? A1 comma B1, then it will be A1 comma B2, then A1 comma B3 and A1 comma B4. Okay, no element of B4 from B again. So again I have to start with what? The second element of A. So how will I write? It will be A2. Now I'll be fixing. I'll fix that A2 and just vary the elements of B. So will I get it as, it will be A2 comma B1, A2 comma B2, A2 comma B3 and A2 comma B4. See whether the set A cross B, is it clear to you? Okay, what we have done is, your first element will be the element of the first set and the second element will be the element of your second set. Okay, now observe here, how many elements are there in A cross B? Just check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So number of elements in A cross B, I have got it as 8. Clear? Now again just check. Here I have got number of elements in A, it is equal to 2. And number of elements in B, I have got as what? 4. Clear? Just see whether do you have any relation between n of A cross B and these two sets. I have got n of A cross B, number of elements of A cross B, I have got 8. Okay, just see if you have got the answer. Okay, that I'll be discussing the next part. Now see, suppose if I have A as 1 comma 2, okay, and B it is equal to, it is A comma B, right? Now can you tell what will be the elements of A cross B? Yes, A cross B means what? My first element should be always the element of A and second element should be always the element of B. So let us start writing the elements. I'll be fixing that 1 comma. Now just vary my second element. So 1 comma A, that is the first element, then 1 comma B. Now the elements of B are not there again, only just I have A comma B. So again I'll be starting with the second element of A. So it will be what? 2 comma A, yes, and it will be again 2 comma B. Is that clear? Okay, now suppose if any one of you have written 2 comma B, 1 comma A, 1 comma B and 2 comma A in this order, then also no problem, because we have seen that in a set, in case of a set, what we have seen there, that means suppose if I am writing the elements 1 comma 2 comma 3, you can write the elements as what? 2 comma 1 comma 3. Okay, that in that case order is not important when you are writing the sets, elements as a sets, elements of that given set. Okay, is that clear? Now if I write here B cross A, B cross A means what? B cross A, that means my first element should be the element of B and second element should be the element of A. So whether will I get it as, it will be first I'll be writing here A comma what it is? A comma 1, then it will be A comma 2. Okay, next it will be B comma 1 and then B comma 2. Okay, is that clear? Now check whether your A cross B and B cross A, are they equal set? Just check. See, A cross B, it contains 1 comma A, but whether 1 comma A is there in your B cross A? No, it is not. Okay, so can I say that which property is not satisfied by the Cartesian product? Yes, can I say that commutative property is not satisfied in your Cartesian product? So we can conclude what? A cross B is not equal to B cross A. Okay, is that clear? Now see here, number of elements in A it was 2. Number of elements in B it was 2. Now number of elements in A cross B, how much I have got? Here it is 1, 2, 3 and 4. So number of elements in A cross B, it is 4. Again, number of elements in B cross A is also what? 4. That means, is there any idea that you can get between that number of elements of A cross B? See, in the previous what we had got, in the previous, your number of elements in A cross B, it was 8. Number of elements in A, it is equal to 2 and number of elements in B, it is equal to 4. So whether 4 into 2, it is 8. Yes. So can I say that number of elements in A cross B is always equal to number of elements in A into number of elements in B? Is this clear? Okay. So this will be. Also I can say that number of elements in B cross A will be same as number of elements in A into number of elements in B. Hope this is clear to you. Okay, so this is what we have written as a remark. So what we have seen, A cross B will not be equal to B cross A. Okay, then if n of A is equal to m and number of elements in B is n, the number of elements in A cross B will be m into n. Similarly, number of elements in B cross A also will be what? M into n itself. Okay, then if at least one of A and B is infinite, that means what? If any one set, if it is an infinite set, then what can you say about number of elements in A cross B? Yes, it will be number of elements in A into number of elements in B. Suppose if A is infinite, so infinite any other number will be what? Infinite itself. So what is our third point? If at least one of A and B is infinite, then A cross B is also what? An infinite set itself. Similarly is your B cross A. Okay? Clear these 3 points. And now here A cross A cross A. That means this set, it contains how many elements? It contains, yes, the elements of the form A comma B comma C. That means A cross A, it will contain the elements of the form A comma B comma C. Where, how it will be? In this case here A, B and C, all it will be the elements of A itself. Okay. Now see here, suppose the same if I am writing as A cross B cross C. So it will contain the elements in which form? It will be containing A comma B comma C such that your first element will be the element of A, your B will be the element of B, and C will be the element of C. Okay, is that clear? Here they have just written as all the 3 sets were equal. Clear? Now here your A comma B comma C, it is called an ordered triplet. When you have just A comma B, it is called as ordered pair. Pair means 2. Here it is what? Ordered triplet. Now can you tell if your n of A, if I have n of A, it is equal to 5, what will be the number of elements in A cross A cross A? Yes, how many elements will be there in the set n of A cross A cross A? Number of elements in A cross A cross A. Yes, it will be what? 125. Why? Because it is what? I'll be getting there n of A into n of A into n of A. So it is 5 into 5 into 5. So in this case, my number of elements will be 125. Okay, hope this basic concept of Cartesian product is understood, because this is the basic concept which will be used for defining relations. Okay, so just see whether this video is clear to you. Okay, thank you.